And welcome back to Create here on Music Free Gaming. Yes, I remember the name of my series, even standing here next to all of these mixers, which I'm sure are mixing hazardous chemicals, or actually just chemicals of awkwardness. And if that intro wasn't awkward, I don't know what is. Yes, I have a giant bin of awkward potion, and it's time to pump it into some other giant bins and make actual useful potions. So that is the goal today, is to do some automated brewing. So I have here just a little something. I was knocking it together. It's in the wrong place. I think I need to move it, but it's a sort of a basic setup for what I'm planning on doing, right? I'm going to have a number of these fluid containers, fluid vaults, right? Not a big giant one like this. These are going to have each hold an individual potion. And the plan is to run a belt over probably funnels coming through here that'll feed into chests, or perhaps a vault, something like that. And then that will feed out here into the mixer and all that stuff, and then it will drain out into here and feed back into the bin. So that'll be cool. So then it's just going to be a matter of getting it all in the right place and making sure all of the routing is correct. But I also have one other thing I need to do. So the other thing I need to do is there are a couple of items that I'm going to need for potions that I can't just deliver. Right, so one of the first potions I need is a potion of strength, and that requires blaze powder. And while I'm creating blaze rods, I'm not creating the powder. So what I need to do is set up some crushing wheels that will crush the blaze rods into powder, and you get a fairly significant amount of blaze powder if you do that. Then I also need to look at setting up something for creating fermented spider eyes, since those are used in a lot of potions, like potion of weakness, but also invisibility potion and stuff like that. So that is going to be the plan. So let's, maybe I can get this all figured out. Yeah, I don't know if you ever have that problem where your knee just suddenly itches, but you know, it happens to me sometimes, and it's never nearly as much fun as one would expect and or hope. Still, despite my best wishes, it happens. So I just have to deal with it sometimes. Sorry for those of you who are hoping for epic oldies karaoke. You have come to the wrong place. Not that I'm opposed to singing random songs on stream, but I'm sure there's probably some law against that somewhere. Not because of copyright, because my singing is just that bad. I think I have a fan up here. I wasn't expecting to need all of this stuff, so otherwise I'd have brought it with me. Okay, that's not true. If I expected to need it, I probably would have forgotten it anyway, and then complained about not having it. I think I've got a crushing system mostly in place. So what I've got here is I've got a smart chute, which I need to set the filter on. This filter takes in blaze rods, right? So that's going to go there. So if any blaze rods come swooshing across this line, it'll get sucked down into this chest and then fed out through the crusher. It'll go through here, get crushed, get sucked up, and out it goes. I've changed my mind. I've totally changed my mind. I'm putting a brass funnel here. And the reason being, it's actually fairly straightforward, is that a blaze rod will split not into one, but into 6 or potentially 3. So I should be getting blaze powder. Oh yes, there it is. And I got 4 blaze powder, so it's 3 plus sometimes some extra. So, but because it's more than one, having a brass funnel here is going to be the way to go. All right, so now that the crusher is in place, I've got some space here. I'm going to probably put in a mixing station to create fermented spider eyes, but that'll come a little later. The next thing I want to do is set up spots for my I don't know, you might want to call them like good potions. This is your strength, your night vision, all that stuff. And there aren't many of them. And I'm thinking probably 6 different potions are all that I'm going to make. What's going to happen is, right, I'll have the basins, right? This doesn't go there. All of the basins, all of the chutes, and I will even put them in the right place. I know it's hard to believe, but it will happen at some point in time. And then the idea is I'm going to take a pipe from my awkward potion and I'm just going to run it into the back here of all of these basins so that it can suck up the awkward potion to make up all of these other potions which use that as a base. I think that's going to be a fairly reasonable idea. And then the other thing I'm going to need to do is put in a mechanical arm to automatically feed these blaze burners, because without blaze burners, you don't get potions. I did not expect that when I would decide that Minecraft was actually like my favorite game of all time, that I would be doing plumbing. And yet, here I am. It looks a little messy. Honestly, it is a little messy. It's a lot messy. There's no little bit about it. But I've got a lava line now coming through this way, piping up and into the spout, which, in all honesty, I may not even need that pump there, but it's going to be there anyway. So in theory, if I start dumping lava buckets into it, right, I can just start throwing them right in the chest there. They should fall out, get filled, and good things should happen. Oh, they're not falling out because the thing's pointing the wrong way. I should go that way. All right, nice. Now, unfortunately, I told it to light these ones first that don't even have basins on them, but that's okay. I'm sure that there's nothing at all problematic about that. We should be fine. The next thing I need to do is actually connect the drain here to the fluid tank over there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab these copper casings, because the casings will keep things from connecting when you don't want them to. So what I need to do is this is all going to come this way like that, right? Wonderful. Right up until I lay another pipe next to it, and then things are going to break. So if I instead encase these like that, right, then I can run another pipe right next to it, and they aren't going to stay separate, right? So this will just go like that. Okay? So now anything that pours into each of these drains will feed exclusively into the tank opposite it. So this will stack nicely. At least that is the theory. So I guess the next thing I need to do is set up a smart chute pulling in blaze powder, and let's just see if this actually will make strength potions. I actually have pumps in place now, so that should drain, which is awesome. So now let's take my handy dandy smart chute here and duck under the pipes, because, you know, pipes are definitely a thing that one must duck under. All right, so that's going to go here, the smart chute, and this is only going to take blaze powder. Awesome. So now all I have to do is throw this blaze powder up on the line. Oh, and I hear bubbling and brewing back here. Potion of strength. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Yes. It works. It works. My machine works. I love it. I want to do a test. What I'm going to do is I'm going to drop off. Let's drop off, maybe 15 or 16 blaze rods. So the idea is they're going to go through there, and they're going to get crushed. And they should start sliding back here and going into the mixer. And yes, you can see my potion of strength is getting all pumped up, right? It's getting those epic gains. Oh, this is wonderful. So wonderful. I now have automated potions. Sweet. So you ever have a moment when you just realize you were totandotally clueless? So I had an andesite funnel here, dumping into the chute. And it was leaving one thing behind. It's like, what if I just did that? And now the same thing will happen as the blaze powder will come in, get sucked into this, and get sucked down into the mixer, and everything's going to be wonderful. And oh, it's so much simpler. Man, sometimes I just annoy myself with complexity, right? This should be really simple. Did I make it simple? No, not even a little bit. Now it's simple. And now I can do some other fun stuff with this, I hope. Yeah, you definitely don't want to get stuck in a brewing hole. That's just unpleasant for everybody involved. And then you have to call the fire department and a really good plumber. And you know how expensive plumbers are these days? Yeah, so definitely, if you have the option, avoid getting stuck in a brewing hole because, man, that's just messy. You ever have those projects where it's like, I know what I'm doing. I totally know what I'm doing. Then you start doing the project. It's like, I have no clue what I'm doing. Yeah, every once in a while, that's kind of how I feel with this thing. I think I can. I think I can. I think I can. All right, so what do I need to make a mixer? Because it's been a while. I need a streaming company called Beam, and then I need to be Microsoft, and I need to buy it. And then I'll have all of the mixer for 3 years. Right, that's how that works. All right, I am pretty close here. Just get these mixers in place and get the chutes in place, and then this, well, and then fall in this hole, and then this whole project will be one step closer. Now, for those of you who are wondering, I am in fact running gamma up a little bit so that y'all can see what's going on here. You know, I don't typically play with the gamma up, but it was kind of dark, and I figured that some of y'all might actually want to see what's happening. So, for those, yeah, if you're just sort of wondering about that, that's what it is. All right. Oh, hey, let's clean that up. And drains. I need to get drains in place. That would be a huge win. And I need to figure out what else is going to go up top, but I have some ideas. I'm going to set filters for, oops, not that way. Golden carrots, which are, what is that? Night vision, which I'm also going to use for invisibility. Glistering melons, which are used for potions of healing. I'm also going to do potions of harming, which uses that. Magma cream, which gives me potions of fire resist. And I'll go ahead and add sugar for potions of speed. I'm not entirely sure I need that, but, you know, we'll go with it. So now, if I just chuck some of this stuff up here. Yeah, potions of healing, potions of night vision. Yeah. Yeah, now you can see this stuff is... This shouldn't be strength at all. Hang on. There it goes, filling up with night vision. I must have just had a... just had some wires crossed. But there, we've got some night vision going, we've got healing going, we've already got strength, and I haven't added the other stuff, but... Ah, sweet. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Soon I'm going to have all the potions. Also, I've started setting up the these things down here. I extended the fluid vault, or the fluid tank down, so I could add these capacity stockpile switches and then the radios for when I want to call for more stuff. So yeah, so that was nice. I was sort of out of room up top, so being able to fill this in at the bottom is kind of nice. And the brewing setup is pretty much done over here. There are some tweaks I may make, right? I may decide to move this mechanical arm to this side. So I think I might drop some frog lights behind here. Because I was doing a little bit of playing around with some decorations, and this is incomplete, right? But I think I'm going to run something a little across the top here, maybe some placards over these vaults. You know, just a couple of things. Plus, I then need to do some stuff on this side. But I think this is a really good start for where I'm at today. And I think that is going to do it for me today. I'm really excited with where I'm at. And honestly, this wall of potion just looks really, really cool. So thank you all for hanging out here. If you made it this far, like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And I'll see you next time. And until then, be excellent to each other. And this is Music Free Gaming, signing off.